All right, this one's a quick one. Manchester United 2, Aston Villa 2. Look, we're not going to hold it back anymore. You Man United fans, you get what you deserve, frankly. A lot of people are on Twitter or on the timeline gassing up Alanga, gassing up, oh, Fred had a really electric first half. Oh, this player was bright. This player... Look, I want you to understand this. We haven't won a trophy in about 5 years. We haven't won the league in forever. We won't be winning anything of note under these owners, right? I know you think, oh, that's not true. That's not ridiculous. No, we won't be winning anything of note under these owners. The transfer window has been open a while now, and what do we know? We know we have no midfielders. We know our defence is really poor. Jose didn't rate Shaw. Shaw's constantly in and out of the team. It's Tellez, it's Shaw, it's Wan-Bissaka, it's, oh, let's try Dalot, maybe Dalot can help us. The players aren't good enough. We know that for a fact. Lindelof, we know Lindelof for a fact isn't good enough. And you're going to say, oh, Lindelof wasn't the reason we lost tonight. Think about it. Manchester United know Lindelof is not good enough. They knew Lindelof wasn't good enough under Jose. He's still here. Maguire, he's not good enough. He's still here. Shaw, not good enough. Wan-Bissaka, not good enough. You've got people spending money on Mata. He can't even play football anymore. He's that old. Matic, he offers nothing. Fred, we know Fred's not good enough. Does he have the odd good game? Could he work in a midfield three? Yeah. But we don't have that system. We know Fred doesn't work. McTominay, not good enough. We know Rashford, massively inconsistent. One of the only performers that we've actually had during our time as Manchester United fans was Martial, scoring about 19 goals in that Van Gaal side. Yet he's been kicked out of the club because his wages are too high. Tonight was the cost-saving exercise. You might say, oh, Langer did really well. Yeah, I liked the fact he bombed up and down and he tracked back, and it was nice to see Tellez get some assistance rather than seeing Rashford sulk. But it wasn't good enough. And Manchester United shouldn't be out there trying to scrap for 4th place whilst whilst almost half the points of Man City. Man City are almost double our points. And we're having to field some academy kids because we won't go out and buy some actual players. Now, the rival fans that don't understand Manchester United will say, but you spend loads of money and you've got loads of good players. I'm telling you, the people at the club don't understand what a good player is. It might seem ridiculous that I can sit here and say I know more, but I'm telling you for a fact, the players at Manchester United are not good enough. Doesn't matter how much you gas them up, they have the same inner bottle mentality. They have the same lackadaisical approach. That's what they do. The manager tonight, you know me. I said on the channel, I'm not going to have a go at Ranić until I think he's got enough time. I think he's had enough time to see one or two things. He might not have his squad. He might not have his system, but you can still manage in game. So when you go through some miracle, you go 2-0 up and you've just fluked a counter-attack out of fresh air and you've managed to somehow get 2-0 up, your job is to, Jesus Christ, how have we got 2-0 up? Get some midfield control, get some defense, get some defensive control, bring someone on. Right? He could have done anything. He didn't. And then he brings on Jadon Sancho. Cavani for the past couple of games has been shite. Greenwood's been shite. People are going to say, oh, he did loads of shots. I don't care. I don't care if he did loads of shots. He's been shit. His decision-making, his final ball, his final product, shit, right? You need to face up to some facts here. They're not good enough. And Ranić, once again, he talks the talk about control and about this and about that. There's no control. He could have easily changed that system at half time, to be honest, but the fact he fluked it to go 2-0 up and still did nothing, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. People will say, oh, look at Van der Beek, he came on, he was bright, Sancho was bright. Look, we don't know the standards of these players. They play in the Bundesliga, right? Someone might say, oh, he's absolutely brilliant in the Bundesliga. It's an entirely different ball game in England. It's an entirely different ball game playing for Dortmund than it is to play for Man United. These are just facts. And, you know, this is multiple managers that haven't picked Van der Beek. even though we've got a midfield crisis. So you're asking yourself, midfield crisis, no midfielders, yet we haven't bought anyone and we haven't sold Van der Beek, and it's all just a complete mess. Why? Because of the Glazers, man. I'm telling you, it's utterly pointless getting yourself stressed out about Manchester United winning or losing football matches, because they're never, ever in a million years going to win the title while City and Liverpool have those squads. It's not going to happen. Forget it. I don't care if we go on a run at the start of next season or what. It's not going to happen. There are no standards. No one's held accountable. You will see people tonight saying Alanga was bright, Greenwood was bright. It doesn't matter if you're bright or if you have a good 15 minutes. It's about your end product, which is funnily enough what everyone shits on Ronaldo for. Oh, he doesn't trot around enough. He don't run around enough. Yeah, but he has an end product, and realistically, that's all that matters in football. A lot of these players, the lax passing, Fred assists the own man. You know, that's basically what started the whole capitulation, was he dived in, gave the ball away. We've seen it for years now, time and time again he does that. People will forgive him. People will say, I'm being harsh. If you keep accepting this shite mediocrity, this is what you get. You get 5 years without a trophy. You get managers rolling up that they don't have the credentials. Look at who we're hiring, right? Moyes, nowhere near the credentials of Manchester United. Jose, he was past it. Van Gaal, finished coach from years ago, just clinging to the fact maybe he could recreate his Bayern Munich system or his Dutch system, right? Ranić, out of the game for years. Solskjaer, literally no coaching credentials apart from getting Cardiff relegated. And then you've got Carrick, not a football coach. He was a former player that was just thrown in. When was the last time Man United were good? Under Fergie. Why do you think that was? Because he was a young manager with actual talent with what he did at Aberdeen. It's not difficult. You hire a really, really good manager that's up and coming and relevant at the time, and you buy him the players he needs to succeed. Pep Guardiola was losing 2-0 to Everton 5 years ago. Look at his squad now, because they keep purchasing the player for his system. We're just a brand. We're just buying any old players, playing any old players, just trying to keep the stock prices high, trying to keep the costs low. It's pointless. These fans gassing up these mediocre managers, these average performances. It's utterly pointless. It's a complete waste of time. It's completely pointless. The mentality of the bottling and the mentality of the not trying and not turning up and turning up for some games. Think about what's been said. Jose, it's Luke Shaw's body with my brain. Solskjaer, I can't get the players ready. Leaks under Ranić. All the players, pretty much all the players at this point are terrible. You might say that's so over the top. No, it's facts. It's facts. I'm sorry, you're not seeing it. And yeah, I'm just so tired of it, bro. I'm so tired of it. It's a crap performance again. And you get what you deserve. Manchester United do not deserve to be anywhere higher in the table. The table never lies. The table is where you deserve to be. And straight up, not good enough, and it won't ever be good enough under the Glazers. The only way we perform under the Glazers is for some miracle they buy a load of random cheapo players that happen to be world class, which is a one-off. Also, think of the next manager we're targeting. Poch. Why do you think we're targeting Poch? He's worked under Levy. He can handle a budget. He didn't really moan publicly. He's not going to drop the Glazers in it publicly. He's just another yes man. Why do you think we didn't get Conte? Conte didn't want to come here. He's not going to be backed. We're not going to pick Conte anyway, even if he did want to come here. The Glazers have killed the football club, and the fans' expectations are pathetic. People are thinking that top four is good enough. People are thinking that because Alanga ran up and down a lot, that it's good enough. It's absolutely awful football. Awful football with a set of awful players that deserve exactly where they deserve to be. They don't deserve to win anything. They're hopeless. People say, oh, Marcus Rashford's got bad mental health. Don't say anything about his performances. I don't get your performances are shit, mate. A lot of these players are shit, and that's a fact. If you asked Pep Guardiola, if you asked Tuchel, if you asked Klopp, what Man United players do you want? Who's he taking? Maybe Bruno? I'm sure he could do something with Varane, maybe. But would you swap the Matic Van Dijk partnership? Not really. Would you swap the fullbacks? No. Would you swap the wide players? Absolutely not. And do they need a striker? No. So who they taking? Who's Guardiola taking? Who's Tuchel taking? And maybe they take Ronaldo up front, but that's it, innit? It's so I find it embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing that I even bother watching this club.